You're listening to the only LGBT sports radio show in the nation. Compete Radio is on 1480 KPHX. This is Compete Sports News Brief.
This is Buddy Early with your Compete Sports News Brief. It was ugly, boring, and unwatchable. The worst national championship game in history, some said. I'm talking, of course, about Monday night's national championship in college basketball. The 53-41 Connecticut victory over Butler will be remembered mostly by atrocious shooting. The Bulldogs of Butler were only able to convert on 12 field goals the entire game, shooting just under 19%. Both of those figures rank with the lowest in championship game history. Connecticut was spot on by comparison, although field goal percentage of 34.5 is nothing to brag about. Connecticut guard Kemba Walker was named the tournament's most outstanding player, despite going 5 for 19 in the title game. It is the third championship for UConn in men's basketball since 1999. Coach Jim Calhoun, who at 68 became the oldest to ever coach a team to a championship, joins a select group of coaches with the win. Only UCLA's John Wooden, Kentucky's Adolph Rupp, Indiana's Bob Knight, Duke's Mike Krzyzewski, and now Calhoun have ever won 3 national titles in the sport. The conversation now turns to which valued underclassmen will enter the NBA draft and which ones will stay at their school. Ohio State's All-American Jared Sullinger has already said he is returning, which makes the Buckeyes an early top 10 favorite. Other valued freshmen and sophomores may be deterred from leaving early because of a potential NBA lockout. The league and the players' union have until June 30th to reach a new collective bargaining agreement, or risk facing the same situation the NFL is currently in. Last year, 80 underclassmen entered the draft. 29 later changed their mind. Underclassmen who submit their name for the draft have until May 8th to withdraw and retain their eligibility. Union Executive Director Billy Hunter calls a lockout likely. The women's final was played Tuesday, and it also was not the matchup most people wanted to see. Fans of the women's game expected to be treated to a rematch between Connecticut and Stanford. The Cardinal put an end to Connecticut's 90-game winning streak earlier this season. Instead, what viewers got was the first final in 17 years that didn't feature a number 1 seed. Texas A&M defeated Notre Dame 76-70 in what turned out to be a pretty exciting finale to the season. It was the first ever women's basketball championship for the Aggies of A&M. I'm Buddy Early, and I'll be back later with another Compete Sports News Brief.
Compete Radio is brought to you in part by...
All of us here at Video Graphic Design Studio want to congratulate the team at Compete, the Gay Sports Magazine, and Compete Radio for all your accomplishments.
Ready for countdown. You're listening to Compete Radio with your host, Josh Fourier. Sports News Brief with Buddy Early. Alfonso Chavez with Sports Pop. The conservative voice, Eric Carlisle. And resident straight lady, Connie Wardman.
Hey, thanks so much, and welcome to the show. Here with Alfonso Chavez, Buddy Hurley, Connie Wardman, and Eric Carlisle. I am Josh Fourier. And last week, I don't know if you have heard, but Chicago was invaded by aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Like the green things with 4 fingers.
Are they taking all of our jobs?
No.
Was my cousin Boncho and his sister Chewy there?
Not that kind of alien, apparently.
Oh, come on. They went for the hot dogs and the pizza if it's Chicago.
So does Alfonso.
I don't like hot dogs. No.
Anyway, apparently there were 10 to 15 odd lights on the south side of Chicago. They were all strobing different colors simultaneously. It was pretty scary. A lot of people...
Maybe disco's coming back.
I doubt that.
Oh, okay.
Darn.
I don't know.
Are we sure there wasn't a circuit party in Chicago last weekend? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
And people were just high?
No idea. Anyway, we'll have E.T. on later in the show to tell us what happened.
Oh my God! The government is here! Run, E.T., run!
There's E.T. I love his little scream. He's so cute. We have a lot going on in Sports Pop, though.
This is Sports Pop.
All right, Alfonso. So other than Chicago getting invaded by aliens, what else is going on?
Well, this, I guess, is the first time since we started the radio show that I have a valid reason to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race on Compete Radio.
Not the first time you've talked about it, but the first time you've had a valid reason.
You're just as guilty as I am, buddy.
I can't wait to hear this.
Okay, so in the first season, if you're a fanatical watcher like myself, there was a challenge where the queens had to make up 5 heterosexual women who, well, I would guess some of them weren't, but that were mixed martial arts fighters.
Holy cow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this season, the queens had to make over 5 mostly straight men into their...
Mostly straight.
Yeah, mostly straight.
Define mostly.
It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
I won't use anybody in the office to describe what mostly straight means because,
jeez.
I don't want to expose Josh as being partially heterosexual. Yeah, the part that's flushed down the toilet, right?
Yes.
So what happened, there were... the beginning of the show started with a dunk tank challenge where the queens had to dunk. They selected who went into the dunk tank, and they had to throw a baseball or softball to try to dunk the other ones. Well, in this section, the Puerto Rican queens really served it here because the one who won, Alexis Mateo, who is Puerto Rican, had 14 dunks.
Wow.
Yeah, the next one, Yara Sofia, had, let's see how many. It was 7, and then Carmen Carrera, was born in the States but is of Puerto Rican descent, had 6 hits. The other 2 queens had like 1 or 2, and neither of them.
Isn't Puerto Rico a part of the States, or am I missing something?
Yeah, it's a territory of the United States.
Yeah.
This morning, I had 22 dunks, but that was my Krispy Kremes into my coffee.
I could have sworn you were a Dunkin' Donuts girl, buddy.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, anyway.
So moving on. So the queens were matched with 5 daughters, the first of which was Matt, who's 29 and plays baseball, in quotes, hard. He said he plays baseball hard.
What does that mean exactly?
I don't know, but, I'm sure there's a lot of queens out there who would love to find out.
Okay.
And Eric was a baseball player, right?
Are you going to the royal wedding with all this queen talk?
He has a picture of Elizabeth hand over the heart on his desk.
I'm just hoping for the Russian tiara, that's all. So the next one was a guy named Drew who's 23 and plays rugby. Another guy who was 23 who's named Slava. And he was Slava, yeah, he was Eastern European.
Now, do we need to add 2 years to their ages, too, like we would for normal gay people?
No, these are straight guys. I don't think they lie about their ages. And if they're in your 50s, then the amount of years you have to add to, their age.
Like 7 for an animal?
Well, no, that's the relationships.
Oh.
A gay relationship is 1 year is like 7.
Will I ever learn the gay culture? I'm not sure.
Connie, don't feel bad.
Okay.
I'll never learn either.
I'm going to surprise you for a second, go off topic just for a bit. The best thing about RuPaul's Drag Race, which I've never seen, is that they're on Logo, which sponsored our 5th annual swimsuit issue out this week. So.
That is, yes.
Okay.
Nice plug.
Yeah. So there was also a guy named Chevy who was Asian, who played basketball. He was 27. Yeah, his name was really Chevy.
I'm sure he's 6'9", 6'10".
Well, he was kind of a beefy guy, so he was a challenge in
That
drag.
Dragulator must have been working overtime. Ooh.
Yeah. And Christopher, who's 32 and plays basketball. So this is straight guys, drag, no big deal. It could be Halloween or a frat party. But this was like serious drag. And the show got really interesting when the guy named Slava, who was the water polo player, started asking questions about his drag mother, Alexis Mateo, and her first gay kiss. Yeah, I don't...
What? That doesn't... Okay.
How many straight guys do you know, buddy, that have asked about your first gay kiss?
I don't know of any, actually. They're more likely to go straight for my first gay sexual experience. They don't really care about a kiss.
That makes sense.
Maybe he's one of those ones that we talked about is it questioning?
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, so...
I'm questioning with him.
Yeah. So, on top of this, on top of the drag queens having to turn these straight guys into their drag daughters, they actually told them that, in addition, they had to do a cheer. So each of these guys had to put in
get out of
on
town.
like cheerleader outfits and wigs and go and do cheers for safe sex.
Well, the safe sex is good, but the cheers, I mean, they might as well gone to the local bar and just upended something and said cheers.
Yeah, and once they were getting ready for this, what was funny was one of the guys, what was his name, Christopher. He picked up some kind of stick or some kind of metal thing and started swinging it around like it was a baseball bat. And his drag mother Raja says there would be no sports, and today he was going to be a lady.
I like that.
So
Go Raja.
and another comment that stood out at this point was when Yara Sofia asked her drag daughter, well, if he was straight, and the guy said yes he was, and Yara responded by saying nobody's perfect.
Well, all the characters from Drag U, I think, were on the show Talk the Soup.
Oh, Talk Soup.
Yeah, they were on Talk Soup or Talk the Soup this weekend.
To receive an award, right?
Yes, I don't know what it was. I know it was the shape of a beer can or something.
Yeah, so this is kind of what was really sad. Was there was this? They brought back one of the other queens, and this queen made the mistake of putting this stocky guy in this skimpy outfit, and from the face up, it might pass for maybe a Polynesian-looking woman, and from below, it was all man.
Princess Leia in the gold bikini, it was not.
No, it was
Scare me.
more like Jack Lemmon in Some Like It Hot.
Ugh.
Ew.
Yeah.
So does anyone know what drag stands for?
Huh?
You hear drag?
I think the emptiness of that says no.
Well, I'm being serious. You hear drag queen all the time. Did you ever think, what does drag stand for?
That's when a guy looks like those men in the old Bud Light commercials going for ladies' night.
Did recently ate ganache, I'm guessing.
It means dress like a girl. Come on, I'm not even into this stuff, and I know that.
Wouldn't that be Dlag?
Dressed like,
No,
yeah, it would be.
dress.
wouldn't it?
It's something.
As a girl.
You know what? Whatever.
Dressed like a girl.
I'm close. I'll have to look it up. I know.
People here have actually gone to college, have graduated.
I missed that course on drag, though.
I did too.
Well, you didn't go to Drag U. I guess that's where you have to go to learn those
that's
things.
the problem.
I couldn't get into Drag U. I could only get into Arizona State.
Well, if Alfonso doesn't know what it means,
Me
that's
too.
shocking.
Yeah. No, and what was funny was when we were watching the Untucked, which is like the follow-up episode, one of the guys was talking about how much he liked his drag mother. He's just like, oh, I really like her. And it was,
well,
I
good
think he
for
said
him.
he wants her to be his girlfriend.
yeah, I think that was a blurred line, of sexuality.
Well, coming up after the break, I'll find the answer to it. Speaking of break, we need to take one right now, but we'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
Compete Radio is on 1480 KPHX.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Thomas with Thomas Eye Care. Have you ever been one of those unlucky individuals with dry, irritated eyes and have been told you can't wear contacts? I'm here to tell you today there have been many breakthroughs in technology and materials paving the way to finding a more comfortable and successful contact lens for you. At Thomas Eye Care, we offer the newest technology in daily disposable lenses, as well as the newest silicone material developed for comfort and moisture retention. Give me a call today to schedule an appointment and discuss if you're a candidate for this new, exciting technology. Mention Compete Radio and receive a free trial lens kit to get you started after your qualifying exam. Call 602-996-9906. That's 602-996-9906. Our office is located inside Lens Crafters, right next door to Target, across the street from the Paradise Valley Mall. We're open 7 days a week, and walk-ins are always welcome. And most vision and medical plans are also accepted. Call 602-996-9906 today. Start taking care of those eyes.
The party place to be for over 26 years is Charlie's at 7th Avenue and Camelback in the heart of Central Phoenix. There's always something going on and drink specials every day. Kick off your weekend the wet way with Go-Go Boys and dance music on the patio with Wet Fridays at 9:30 and after hours until 4 a.m. Also wrap up your weekend on Sunday with the party on the patio starting at 3 p.m. It's Sinful Sundays with volleyball all afternoon and drink specials too hot to handle. Find us on Facebook under Charlie's Phoenix and get updates on daily specials. It's Charlie's.
At In Touch Wellness Center, our team has the experience and compassion to ease your mind and take care of your specific needs. We are committed to the newest techniques available and are always searching for new ways to effectively care for our patients. We are excited to offer spinal decompression and look forward to sharing the most cutting-edge advances with you. Say you heard us on Compete Radio, and you'll receive a complimentary exam and 20-minute decompression session. Stop by our office located in Phoenix at 3431 West Thunderbird Road, Suite 9, or call 602-548-1998. You can also log on to intouchwellnesscenter.com.
Thompson Image Photography specializes in headshots, portraits, children's photography, weddings, commitment ceremonies, editorial, and lifestyle photography. Our studio is located in Paradise Valley. We offer a wide range of products from your standard prints to prints on canvas. There are two photographers at Thompson Image Photography, Don Thompson and Stephanie Heyman. We can be reached at 602-418-2262, and please visit our website, www.thompsonimage.com.
Compete Radio is brought to you in part by
Roscoe's on 7th is the only gay sports bar in Arizona. For more information, log on to roscoeson7th.com.
Berkeley Running Company, your town, your neighbor, your store. Compete Radio is on 1480 KPHX.
All right, welcome back. This is something we haven't done on the show before, but it's about time. We want to reach out to our listeners. We want to talk to you. We want to know how you feel. We want to know what's going on. We have Whitney in the studio. She's in Tempe, and she's joining us today. Now, she is openly gay. She's a lesbian.
I am.
She is, and she's been an avid listener of the show, so we thought, hey, come on in. We'd love to talk to you. We want to know what our listeners are thinking and what they want to hear, all the good stuff. Now, during this segment as well, I also want your opinions. I want your feedback. I want you to talk to us. So give us a call at 602-539-0280. That's 602-539-0280. That is the studio call-in line. And you'll be speaking with one of our producers when you call. But now, Whitney, here's the topic of the day, I guess. Gay marriage. It's a huge issue in the country. A lot of countries look at America and say, gosh, you guys are so old school. I mean, get with the times. It's unheard of.
Right.
There's other countries where if you're gay, they put you to death. America, in general, how do you feel, or what are your views on what the majority of people think about gay people?
Well, I think what's important for gay, lesbian, transgendered, bisexual, queer in general, I think what's important for that community to understand is that they're always under some sort of spotlight, good, bad, whatever. I think that there's a lot of emphasis on family values, and family values is sort of a junk term when it comes to arguing against gay marriage. However, there are different types of people. The average American, and I don't speak for the average American, I think turns on their television set and sees things like Will and Grace,
yes,
gay pride parades.
Well, see, now that's a hot topic. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. What?
Well, this is my issue.
Okay.
I think that, equality across the board for all Americans is what this country needs. I don't think gay marriage is going to introduce what some refer to as a slippery slope, where next is going to be dogs.
Oh, that's absurd.
Or
yeah,
children.
I agree.
Or, anything of that nature. Gay marriage is strictly talking about two consenting adults that can consciously make a decision to bind into a contract to spend their lives together and to make that statement of their love and get the equal rights that they deserve. They're wanting to devote that commitment to each other for life, and that's what they deserve. And our government, should be at the forefront of making this happen, I think. I don't understand why they're not more on board with this.
Right.
However, here is my issue. Gay people want equality. I don't know really of any gay people that don't want to be equal. Gay people, as a majority, want equality. They want the equal rights. But whenever I look at gay pride, and I used to go, I've made a decision not to go anymore, and this is why. when I went to Gay Pride, I saw the guys up on the floats with their leather thongs and their boas, and one of them on their hands and knees with a collar around his neck, and the other guy had a leash, like the guy
simulating something inappropriate.
Right. Now, if this was like a leather festival and you or a fetish fair or whatever, and you wanted to behave this way, then fine, more power to you, all about it. But Gay Pride, I believe, historically has been a day where gay people publicly announce, we want to be treated like everyone else, this is what we deserve.
It's not about the sex that we have, it's about the love and all of that.
Right.
Right.
And instead, now what I see today are these booths that are there, like there's adult, I won't specify any specific sites, but there's these adult websites, hookup sites. There's nothing but on this parade, there's maybe, it's unique to see one of those floats where someone is not doing something borderline inappropriate.
Okay.
And that's my problem with
sex sells, Josh.
Well, what are we trying to sell?
I agree.
Are we trying to sell, hey, America, mainstream America, this is what we want. We want equal rights just like you. I guess I'm just not seeing how the muscle guy in the leather thong with the pink boa and high heels is helping our cause for equality.
Our image as a collective.
If you were straight and you saw an event like this on the news, and of course that's what they're going to show on the news.
That's
right?
all, yeah.
Okay, and so you see an event like this on the news, what would you think? Would you think, God, these people are freaks?
All they want to do is have the sex.
Right, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being open-minded when it comes to sex. God knows, I am all for it. I think it's healthy.
Sure.
But I don't think that the Gay Pride Parade or the event in general is any place to behave that way. I want to be 10 years into a relationship and bring my kids to Gay Pride to say, look, this is what your dad has fought for his entire life, to be treated just like everyone else. This is what we were fighting for. And when I'm pointing at everything going on, saying this is what I was fighting for, this is what we were fighting for, I don't want to be pointing at some guy on a float acting like an animal.
I see your point. I don't think that the gay prides, the festivals, the parades, whatnot that I've been to have been remotely appropriate for children.
Right.
In fact, a lot of my queer friends that have children take them to the Rainbows Festival, which seems to be more family-oriented.
Sure.
Having said that, I get why people are ready to jump up and about and declare their queerness and show us their butt, you know, in those leather chaps. But we're not trying to get rid of our second-class citizenship in a vacuum. People absorb the images they see on television, and unfortunately, a lot of Americans don't have any other reference.
Right.
So they see this oversexed sort of display, and it's unfortunate, I think, sometimes.
Sure. Well, patiently waiting on the line is Anna. She's in Arizona. She has an opinion on all of this. Anna, welcome to the show.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so you've been listening. Can you maybe chime in? And how do you feel about all this?
I've been patiently waiting.
Yes, you have.
Everything you guys have said so far has been extremely provocative. Basically, I just want to say a couple of things. The first thing is that, you know, Pride began as a rebellion, you know, by hustlers and drag queens and transvestites and transsexuals. And, you know, now it's become more homogenized for people's families, you know, people like, oh, I don't want to be associated with that. But it's part of our culture. It's where we come from. It's why people fought, was that we don't have any shame associated to it. It's called pride. You know, and that whole,
what are people's,
wanting to bring your kids stuff.
What are people's sexual fetishes? What does that have anything to do with being treated as an equal human being to be able to take advantage of what should be your civil rights in this country? What does a leather thong or guys making out on a float have anything to do with that?
It's extremely progressive. It's in your face. It's about
but don't you think maybe
not
that's something?
The line.
Don't you think
you
maybe
know, if you want assimilation and you want to be vanilla, that's not really going to get you anywhere. I mean, there are organizations and events like Whitney was saying about rainbows. There are certain events that cater to that, but gay pride is about celebration, like Carnival and Mardi Gras. If you want to bring your kids, it's up to you. You're going to be the one to explain it to your children. But this event is for gay people who are proud of who they are.
Well, I'm certainly proud of who I am as a gay man in this country, but I certainly would not want to express myself sexually in a public forum where I feel that, establishing equal rights and that priority comes above anything else.
Yeah, my only concern is that the average American can't see past that sexualization of our culture in general. I don't know if that's a junk word in this context, but
I think sexuality, your sexual orientation is such an individual thing. I find it's just difficult for me to understand how it's a culture. I can understand how, if you're African American or Italian,
correct,
you have that, but just in this conversation alone, everyone's sexual orientation, everyone feels differently about their sexuality.
Correct.
And I don't understand why it has to be in your face like that. Why can't it be a place where everyone can come and be comfortable?
I understand that, and we need people like Anna. We need the people in the front row pounding their fists, screaming, refusing to get off the bus. I get that.
Anna, thanks for your call. I appreciate it.
Sure. I just think it's important for people to understand that we're not in a vacuum.
We're not. Well, everybody has their opinion on this. I know, where I stand. I'm sure it's not with the majority, but I'm entitled to it, just as you are, Whitney.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for being on the show. We need to take a break, but we'll be right back.
Compete Radio is on 1480 KPHX.
Roscoe's on 7th Sports Grill.
Host of the first big party every week with its 2-for-1 Tuesday and Thursday nights.
Enjoy great food and daily drink specials while watching one of our 13 screens, catching all your favorite sports action, plus the best scenery in town, if you know what I mean.
Roscoe's on 7th is located just south of Highland on 7th Street. Log on to roscoeson7th.com. Roscoe's on 7th.
Your sports bar.
At In Touch Wellness Center, our team has the experience and compassion to ease your mind and take care of your specific needs. We are committed to the newest techniques available and are always searching for new ways to effectively care for our patients. We are excited to offer spinal decompression and look forward to sharing the most cutting-edge advances with you. Say you heard us on Compete Radio, and you'll receive a complimentary exam and 20-minute decompression session. Stop by our office located in Phoenix at 3431 West Thunderbird Road, Suite 9, or call 602-548-1998. You can also log on to intouchwellnesscenter.com.
You're listening to Compete Radio.
Compete Radio is the only gay sports radio show in Arizona. Advertisers of this program reach more than 95% of Maricopa County, and by advertising on Compete Radio, you show the citizens of Arizona that your business believes in diversity, equality, and human rights. 79% of our audience is more likely to buy from a gay-friendly business, and loyalty to the Compete brand is at an all-time high. For more information on advertising on Compete Radio, please call 480-222-4223. That's 480-222-4223, or log on to CompeteNetwork.com and click on Advertise.
The party place to be for over 26 years is Charlie's at 7th Avenue and Camelback in the heart of Central Phoenix. There's always something going on and drink specials every day. Kick off your weekend the wet way with Go-Go Boys and dance music on the patio with Wet Fridays at 9:30 and after hours until 4 a.m. Also wrap up your weekend on Sunday with the party on the patio starting at 3 p.m. It's Sinful Sundays with volleyball all afternoon and drink specials too hot to handle. Find us on Facebook under Charlie's Phoenix and get updates on daily specials. It's Charlie's.
Real Gym, the only real gym in New York City. From aerobic machines to strength training, 2 floors with all the equipment you need to achieve your fitness goals. Independent, more personal, open 24 hours, and named one of the top 6 gyms in the U.S. by Muscle and Fitness magazine. All personal trainers, welcome. Steel Gym. Come by and see why we're the only real gym in New York City.
For more information, feel free to contact us at www.steelgym.com or 212-352-9876.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Thomas with Thomas Eye Care. Have you noticed you're not seeing very well at night anymore? Are you noticing you're not tracking things as well on the court or on the field? How long has it been since you've had your eyes checked? Do you know what's going on inside your eyes? The eyes don't always give us a painful reminder, letting us know that something is wrong. We need to have a doctor look inside our eyes to see what's going on. A professional baseball player, which you probably have heard of, noticed his peripheral vision was going. He had not had an eye exam in years and ended up losing his vision to glaucoma. His career was stopped short and his life was forever changed. Don't let this happen to you. We can see so many things inside the eye which let us know what's going on inside the body through a routine eye exam. Just to name a few: diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Don't take your eyes and your overall health for granted. Give me a call today to schedule an appointment. Call 602-996-9906. That's 602-996-9906. Our office is located inside LensCrafters, right next door to Target, across the street from Paradise Valley Mall.
Hi, this is Angela, president of One Community. We are an interactive web and events community for gay, lesbian, and allied individuals and businesses. One Community is proud to sponsor Compete Radio's weekly show on 1480 KPHX. Remember, you vote with your wallet every day. For a list of gay, lesbian, and allied businesses and to find out about our upcoming events, visit us at www.onecommunity.co. Social membership with One Community is free. Business memberships start at just $30 per month. For up-to-the-minute news, One Community business discounts, and your chance to win great prizes such as starring in a video with the Phoenix Mercury's Diana Taurasi and Penny Taylor, log on to onecommunity.co. That's onecommunity.co.
Compete Radio is brought to you in part by
Sports Club of City Square, with 35,000 square feet filled with state-of-the-art equipment. Call 602-285-2929.
This is Compete Sports News Brief.
I'm Buddy Early with another Compete Sports News Brief. With the Final Four over, fans of college sports are happy to turn their attention to the ball fields, where baseball and softball are heating up. Vanderbilt currently sits atop the USA Today ESPN baseball poll, 2 spots ahead of defending champ South Carolina. Between them is a Virginia team that has held the top spot most of the season. Florida and Texas A&M round out the top 5. Still waiting to hear if their probationary status will be overturned on appeal is Arizona State, which is ranked 6th at this point in the season. If the sanctions against the team are upheld, this stellar season for ASU will end without the Sun Devils having a chance to make it to their 3rd consecutive World Series and 5th in the last 7 years. In softball, defending and 11-time champions UCLA are just outside the top 5 in this week's poll, but if history tells us anything, we can be assured that the Bruins and the Pac-10 will be a huge threat to qualify teams for the World Series. Alabama holds the top spot in the poll this week, followed by Georgia, Arizona State, Michigan, and Texas. Well, when he wasn't marrying himself, wrestling with the WCW, dating Madonna, or frequenting gay bars, Dennis Rodman was cementing his status as one of the greatest rebounders the NBA has ever seen. Now the hard work's paid off, as this week it was announced that Rodman would be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. The 5-time NBA champion and 2-time Defensive Player of the Year pulled down nearly 12,000 boards in his career and led the league in rebounds 7 consecutive years from 1992 to 1998. Other players joining Rodman in the 2011 class are Chris Mullin, Artis Gilmore, Arvydas Sabonis, Teresa Edwards, and Tom Sanders. One day after her team was eliminated from the Final Four, Stanford women's coach Tara Vanderveer learned she'd been elected to the Hall. Other coaches who made the cut are Tex Winter and Herb McGee. And the International Olympic Committee has agreed to adopt rules for dealing with cases of female athletes who suffer from something called hyperandrogenism. That's a condition involving overproduction of male sex hormones. The rules are expected to be in place in time for the 2012 London Olympics. This issue gained international prominence after South African runner Caster Semenya was ordered to undergo sex tests. That's right, sex tests after winning the 800 meters at the 2009 World Championships. I'm Buddy Early, and this has been another Compete Sports News Brief. Log on to www.competeradio.com for more news.
This is Sports Pop.
Welcome back. If you just joined us during the first segment, we were talking about RuPaul's Drag Race, the drag queens dressing up semi-straight guys.
Mostly
straight, whatever that means. I thought I was going to be smart and tell everybody what drag meant and drag queen. I can't find it now. I found it last night by
That's a drag.
You found it, you can't spell. That's the problem.
No, I found it last night by accident, and the drag, it means something like dressed like a girl.
Resembling a girl.
No, well, it was something along those lines. But if you guys can find it, email me or put it on our Facebook. Tell me what drag means, because I'm searching everywhere now and it's gone. I think the gay mafia took it down.
I think it was a joke.
Oh,
and you fell for it.
It was like a wiki page.
Well, there you go.
Well, come on now.
Well, wiki, it's fast. It's here and now it's gone.
Yeah. So
you never know.
What else is going on, Alfonso?
Well, there's something really interesting that happened this week. Now, we know there are some of us who like to play sports, and we know that we suck at some of them, but, you know, we still like to play.
Can't be good at
You
everything.
shouldn't talk about me like that, Alfonso. It hurts my feelers.
Oh, I'm sure there's sports that you're really good at, but
We won't
You should have
mention
seen her at
that.
the buffet today.
we want our
Excellent
listeners.
job on that second round, Connie.
We want our listeners to come back next week. So, so typically, when some of us aren't particularly good at a sport, but we still want to have fun and join in the camaraderie and still play, we typically look for non-competitive or less competitive teams to play on so that we can still have fun, get our exercise, and you know, enjoy the experience. Well, there are some other people who are really intent on winning.
And who are these people, Alfonso?
They're named Buddy Early, and
They're not on that drag race show, are they? Because I don't want to talk about that again.
no, not right now. Yeah.
Well, and Buddy will make a list and tell you why.
I will. I'm making the list right now.
That's one thing about Buddy, is he loves the list.
He's an inveterate list maker.
And every item on the list will end with okay. Okay, maybe not. So there's a kickball player out of Atlanta who recently had a run-in with, you know, the type of person that really has to win. And he sent an email to the website Deadspin, and he's explaining how he joined this team and he wanted to have fun, and he wasn't so much into having to win every game as much as he was.
Oh my God, I can't stand him already. I'm so getting angry.
You might like him. You might like him as much as he wants to have fun with some other people and drink beer. So you might like that part, right, buddy?
Yeah, but
you like beer,
Buddy.
This is different. No,
Buddy, what is it that outrages you about this?
This whole, I just wanted to come and have fun. It's not fun. You know what? There are teams, like Alfonso said, for fun, and some of them are. Sorry, I'm just.
Buddy,
no, Buddy, please.
Buddy,
tell
this
us.
isn't fun. No.
Please, Buddy, I want to know what is making you mad.
Sometimes you put a team together and
Yes.
you want to be competitive. You want to go out there and play hard. And sometimes people just aren't at the right skill level to be on your team. And yet somehow they make it through the barriers and they get on your team. And then they get mad because I'm just here to have fun. And when you tell them we're here for more than having fun, we're here to be competitive, they get all butthurt.
This is kickball, people. Come on.
Send letters to Deadspin and other websites.
Well, when nobody wants to play on your team, buddy, I think you got to be grateful for what you get.
Buddy tried to organize a softball team, and he's the only one that showed up from the office.
I will tell
I
you.
signed up for competitive needlepoint, but nobody would take me.
Well, you tried to give someone with it, so.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
bad.
Button for
Yeah.
that.
Oh my
We
God.
just lost Mike Huckabee.
What happened to the guy with the kickball?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh, my
Back on
gosh.
track. So this guy, he joined this team, and he, you know, I guess he ended up on a team with a player who was really all about winning. So he paid this $50 fee to join this team that he thought would be like
Fun.
on the more fun rather than competitive end. And he got an email after a 20-0 loss to another team. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. beer in one hand, kickball in the foot. I don't know.
Were they playing that Johnson Middle School team? Because I heard they were really good.
So the team captain sent an email to everybody on the team. So this is this guy who has to win, and the email had certain questions asked about the players' intentions on the team.
Is this a gay team, Alfonso?
No, I don't think it was. I think it was a straight team, or at least a mainstream team, we'll call it. So one of the questions was, are you just trying to show off your speed by letting the ball drop in front of you when you play the outfield so you can run and get it? Joke. Do you not care? If you don't care, that's fine, but some of us do. Another question here, and this was directed to a specific person on the team. The name was removed in the email, but the original email, it was actually a question he was asking somebody. And then the next one was directed to somebody else. And what was that? Seriously, did you guys just think you could show up and win? That was pathetic. Again, pathetic. I know we kid around a lot and try to have fun and a good time, but what is the point if you guys aren't even going to try? And then he closed his email by saying, I am not kidding. Don't come next week if you are going to act like a bunch of children out there. And the email ends signed effing joke in all caps.
Okay, here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
While I appreciate everything that guy said, because I can understand.
Well, you've said all these
anger,
things before, haven't you, buddy?
However, very similar things. However, I address my team directly, never in an email. I tell them after the match, or even during, I get all passive-aggressive with them and sarcastic to let them know that I don't appreciate their lack of effort or skill.
It's like a text message break.
So the email was kind of a wussy act, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, I mean, the email was definitely pansy. As pansy as he's claiming the other players are.
And you're saying these are straight guys. It's a straight team?
Yeah, as far as I know, it is not a gay team.
Well, I have a similar experience. My friends and I were going to the Olive Garden for dinner the other night.
That is similar. Yeah.
Thank you. And you know what? We saw this herd of people coming towards the door, and my friends could not keep up with me.
Oh.
They got right in front of me, so we had to wait because we were not competitive enough getting to the door. And I saw them park and get out of their car.
That kind of thing makes me so mad. When your friends don't keep up with you at a buffet or at the Olive Garden, come on.
Well, Buddy
Not that person over on the walker.
Buddy
Come
and
on.
Eric have gold medals in getting to the buffet line. So
Thank you, Mr. Golden Corral, Alfonso.
I love their fried chicken. Forgive me.
Okay, so...
What about that swimsuit issue?
Well,
Yeah,
I had no idea straight guys were so dramatic.
Yeah.
Had no clue.
So
I'm sorry, I'll quit being so dramatic.
How much time do we have left, Josh?
I think they were back to the questioning, maybe.
I don't know, like 4 minutes.
Okay, well, I guess...
Speaking of straight guys being dramatic,
Yes?
is there a story about a hockey game that...
Oh, Lord. Okay, so there were these two guys. They dress as two characters who are sisters named Henrietta and Daniela, and they were removed from the Vancouver Canucks game after they exposed the word homo on their T-shirts. So let me get into how this happened. The two showed up to a Canucks versus Kings game last Thursday of last week. So they were wearing these pink T-shirts. They had blue bobbed wigs, tinted glasses, lipsticks, silver beads, feather boas, and they were drinking beer from pink flutes. And they were actually in seats right in the front row behind the Canucks bench. You look like you had a thought, Connie.
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
a thought. When drinking out of pink flutes, I played flute and mine was never pink, and now I'm jealous.
Oh, okay.
A different flute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so their pink shirts initially just said hockey lovin', and then there was a piece of duct tape that had the Canucks logo on
There
it.
we go.
So they were just hanging around watching the game, and I guess after two quarters, I
Those
guess
are
I'm not
innings.
quite sure
Don't
how
they have-
hockey
don't
works.
they have
Period.
three
Periods,
something?
2 periods, that's it.
Oh.
So after 2 periods, they wanted to judge how the audience would respond to them, and there weren't any problems. So there was a scene where a camera panned to the Canucks coach.
A scene? What is this, a movie?
Yes. The camera panned to Alain Vigneault, the Canucks coach, and at that moment, I guess just before or during this, they removed the piece of tape to reveal the word homos. So their shirt said hockey loving homos. And staff at the Rogers Arena noticed that they had this word hockey loving homos. They had an issue and asked them to cover the words back up. Now, when they didn't cover the word homo back up with the tape, they were escorted out of the arena.
And I'm taking it Elaine is like the French for Alan as
Yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to Elaine.
Alain.
being out there in her
Are
high
these the lap
heels,
buildings?
drinking
You're right.
out of pink flutes?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
To their credit, they removed these guys from the arena because in their minds, homo is a term that they don't appreciate.
It's derogatory.
It's a derogatory term. They weren't offended by homosexuals in the crowd or even displaying their pride.
So
they say that they removed them because the word homo isn't appropriate.
So it's like saying the gay F word.
Yeah,
or
pretty
having
much
the,
for them. Here's what I find ironic is the Vancouver Canucks. Canuck is often seen as a pejorative to describe Canadians. Yet their team.
Aren't they French Canadians? Isn't that?
Yeah, their team is called the Canucks, so they're going to get mad because somebody's calling themselves a homo.
Well, and then who knows whether they're really gay people or not? Think the Washington Pigs or what?
They were gay. Yeah.
All right. Log on to CompeteRadio.com for news, information, hot topics, and more. We need to take a break, but events from around the world is coming after this.
Compete Radio is on 1480 KPHX.
It's the Compete Radio Artist Spotlight. This is Alex Rabina covering Pink's Raise Your Glass right here on Compete Radio.
Right, turn off the lights, we gonna lose our minds tonight. What's the dealio? I love when it's all too much. 5 a.m. turn the radio up. Where's the rock and roll? Party crasher, panty snatcher, panty. Call me up if you were gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. And why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong, and all the right ways, all my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Slam, oh hot damn, what part of party don't you understand? Wish you just freak out. Did you freak out already? Come on. Can't stop, coming in hot. I should be locked up right on the spot. It's so on right now. Oh, it's on, like Donkey Kong. Party crasher, panty snatcher, panty. Call me up if you were gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong, in all the right ways, all my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Oh, my glass is empty. This is the latest ideal. So if you're too school for cool, not the dream right now, and you're treated like a fool, you got your refills. You can choose to let it go. No, okay, we can always just gonna sit over there for a while. Party on our own. So raise your glass if you are wrong, in all the right ways, all my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty, dirty little freaks. So raise your glass if you are wrong, in all the right ways, all my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. For me.
Compete Radio is brought to you in part by
Roscoe's on 7th is the only gay sports bar in Arizona. For more information, log on to roscoeson7th.com.
You're listening to the only GLBT sports radio show in the nation. Compete Radio.
Welcome back. It's events from your city and around the world. Eric, what do you have for us this week?
I'm smiling because I have a couple of Andy Rooney moments to share with everyone today, too.
Dear.
You never noticed.
A couple of what?
A couple of Andy Rooney minutes.
Tell me you don't know Andy Rooney, Josh.
I want to share with everybody. Everyone here knows that I went to Butler.
I don't know Andy Rooney.
But I was so disappointed in their loss last week. But I do want to say that I'm kind of a victor, too, because my nickname in college was Yukon. So I think pretty much either way I won that one.
Well, when you were saying Andy Rooney, I thought you were going to say your nickname was Bill.
It'll be Mickey Rooney in a couple of years.
You're too tall.
So anyway, so that's my story. I also have a question for Buddy, because earlier in the show, I think at the very beginning, you were talking about those lights over Chicago. What were they, South Central Chicago?
Yes.
Is that where they filmed West Side Story?
No, they filmed West Side Story on a sound stage.
But it was supposed to be in New York.
Supposed to be New York.
Oh, I thought it was Chicago because they had the...
No.
Okay. Well, you know...
Now that that's cleared up.
I have one last question. Was that a play and a movie or just a movie?
Yes.
It was a play and a movie.
Okay. Well, I asked that because I know you are a Broadway diva, Buddy.
I am.
So we have some great things coming up, and what an exciting week it is for us. This is our fifth, count 'em, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth, I don't know if that was correct, but our fifth swimsuit issue. So we have an incredible issue at the stands that we want y'all to go to pick up this weekend. It's really, really awesome, and I'm on the cover. So I get to see what I look like. Why is that the biggest laugh I've ever seen you give, Connie?
I think it was because of the short and tall thing.
I didn't know you became Hispanic, like, for a photo shoot.
I'm Rita Moreno. I won the Emmy, the Oscar, and the MTV Music Award. Okay, so what do we have going on coming up soon? There is...
I don't know, Eric. What do we have going on coming up soon?
There is the Northeast... I had to move my mic. There is the Northeast LGBT Conference with Campus Pride this weekend in Birmingham, New York. Or pardon me, Binghamton, New York.
SUNY.
At least I didn't say Nye. At least I said New York. So that should be great. Check out our website. There's a link to all that information. But what's really big around this office is we have the Saguaro Cup coming up, which is sort of a big deal here.
Well, it is going on right now.
Yeah.
The Saguaro Cup. It's a cup of Saguaro.
I have a question. I see it here spelled Saguaro. Don't they spell it with an H?
It could be spelled with an H or a
It has
G.
been spelled both ways. We should tell our listeners, in case they don't know, that the Saguaro Cup is a gay softball tournament in the Phoenix area that happens every year. Very, very popular.
Oh, I thought it was a cactus-shaped drink. I'm sorry. I totally missed that one. And that's currently playing in Phoenix. If you're in Phoenix, go by and check that out. It's all over the place, so check it out. It'll be lots and lots of fun. And I don't know how they do it, but Campus Pride has a second event the same weekend. Isn't that incredible?
They got a big staff, I guess.
We'll stop right there, Alfonso. Campus Pride, College Prep Day, and College Fair for LGBT and ally students, families, and that's in West Hollywood. So go West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And also on April 11th, there's a great One Community event in Phoenix at the Fiesta Inn. That's actually in Tempe. So that should be quite a lot of fun for everyone to see. And I am here to announce a big deal for Compete magazine.
Oh, right on.
We are going to be a sponsor of the Ben Cohen. Tell everybody who Ben Cohen is so I don't overtalk everybody.
Ben Cohen is a very hot, and thank you, famous rugby player from England who's sort of become a gay icon. He's not gay, but he's very gay friendly, and he's sort of developed a really, really strong gay following. Now he's coming to the United States to hit about 4 different cities, I think, to promote tolerance in sports, acceptance of
It's his acceptance tour, right?
Yeah, it's called the Ben Cohen Acceptance Tour. And he's bringing kind of what he's done over in Europe, not just him alone, but, you know, in European sports, rugby in particular, how much they are trying to eradicate homophobia. He's trying to bring that over to the U.S., and it's amazing. I mean, it just came up, and he said, let's do it. And now they're doing it in the month of May, and Compete's a sponsor of it. And
it's a big deal for us. They're going to be, like Benny said, it'll be in Seattle, Atlanta, Washington, and New York, I believe.
It is a huge deal.
And we're actually out in D.C. this weekend promoting it. So if any of y'all see David from our staff, he'll be the one wearing the We Are Gay sports shirt. I suggest you take your shirt off and wave to him.
Yeah, he's hard to miss. So.
And I would like to mention, you know, we talked about the Saguaro Cup happening this weekend. I would like to wish a happy 40th birthday to our 2009 Athlete of the Year, John DeFee, who turns 40 this weekend, exactly 2 months before I turn 40. He's an old man. But he works very hard for Cactus City Softball League and for Naga and this World Cup. He's done a lot of great work.
And we're a big sponsor for the Naga World Series this year in Chicago, too. We're their main presenting media sponsor, so check it out. Now, I've been practicing a new word since we have Ben Cohen coming in. So, Luke. Did anybody get that? So,
yes.
I'll be practicing some words and give you a vocabulary lesson. Broke means a man.
Log on to Compete Radio for news, information, hot topics, and more. And we'll see you next week.
Compete Radio is on 1480 KPHX. Log on to CompeteRadio.com for news, information, hot topics, and more.
At In Touch Wellness Center, our team has the experience and compassion to ease your mind and take care of your specific needs. Say you heard us on Compete Radio, and you'll receive a complimentary exam and 20-minute decompression session. Call 602-548-1998. You can also log on to intouchwellnesscenter.com.